Alright, Oval fans, here's my review for the return of the show, Season 2, Episode 14, entitled The Target. It was okay. I thought it was a pretty decent episode. To be honest, I think that I had more of a fun time watching this show than watching Sisters. That's not to say Sisters was bad this week, but I think these shows, they were kind of like okay, just because of the haves and the have-nots being such a big finale that obviously that overshadows and outweighs the Oval and Sisters, at least to me. And I know that the haves and the have-nots wasn't the greatest episode, but at the same time, it's like releasing a generic chick flick on the same day as an MCU film. Obviously, which one is going to get more traction in the media nowadays? So that's kind of how it felt. And I promise next week, once the haves and the have-nots is just doing the reunion special for 2 weeks in a row, next week you'll get your videos early, so you won't have to wait until like Thursday, Friday for your Oval or Sister videos. You'll get them within 12 hours of them airing. So basically, well, let me just say, the show airs at night. You'll get your reviews by the next afternoon, so don't worry. This week was kind of slow, but like I said, the haves and the have-nots takes priority. The views have been coming in, the money I've been seeing in terms of ad revenue, I'm like, if I can keep making money like this, I could buy a house off a lot. I won't have to worry about these damn mortgage companies. But in any case, 7 out of 10. I thought this was a good episode, and like always, make sure you take a moment to like and subscribe, hit the bell and select all. That way you don't miss out when I post content on the channel, and follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. So this starts off pretty good. I mean, we got Ruth moving to the back of the van. Barry's still kind of sore from being beaten up and thrown in the back like a bag of potatoes. And he asked if Callie's hurt, and Ruth was like, "Do you think I'd hurt Callie? Are you still seeing Sharon?" And here's the gist of this conversation. Ruth says, "Look, you need to calm your hot-headed ass down. I hear you, but you need to make sure you listen to me. You've caused a lot of trouble for us, basically, from posting the video, going to talk to the police, and we all know how the Raku don't want attention, especially from the government, the white man. So basically, there needs to be a council of the elders once Barry gets to the compound, and she makes it clear, look, you need to be respectful, because we know the Raku, they don't, and I say Raku, I know the Raku is the one they look to, but it's shorter than saying Rakadushi. And the compound members, they don't like to be disrespected. So remember the elders, the elder mothers and whatnot. So this isn't going to be good. Barry needs to be careful, and they just need to be ensured that, okay, we'll give you, if they give you Callie, what's to say you won't cause any more trouble? I don't think they'll kill Barry simply because of the fact that will cause a lot of more attention. So I think at the end of the day, Barry will get Callie, but there are going to have to be some caveats to ensure that, he won't cause any more trouble. We'll just have to wait and see, though. All right, so then we go to Sam, and I think it's Detective Jake, right? Jake. They have a conversation. Remember, and I had to like, look through my old videos really quick, just not the whole thing, but just to remind myself what they were talking about. And I remember there was the one guy, Alonzo, who was sent by Kyle to get the voicemails and whatnot about Jean and her past records calling in about Greg. And he went there, but Detective Smith, somebody Jake made up, took it before he did. But Sam comes down to say, Jake is like, what's wrong? And obviously Sam's still shaking up over the whole I cheated on my wife thing. But basically, Jake wants to know if I'm deep in this or not, and to be careful. But basically, there's a lot of evidence pointing at this boy, and it doesn't seem right. Basically, they're trying to pin Jean's death on the boyfriend, but a lot of things aren't adding up. And Sam says, hey, I know they're going to come back again, and if they do, just say I'm the one that took the files. But Jake is like, are you sure you want to do this? He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I don't know what Sam's thinking with this. Maybe because he wants Jake to get off, like, hey man, you had nothing to do with this, I'll take the heat for it. Or it's just the fact, well, I'm banging the first lady, so she'll make sure nothing's going to happen to me. He didn't say that. I'm just trying to guess why he would be okay with them knowing that he was the one to take it. Technically he's the head of security, but we'll find out soon enough. So Kyle's talking with the general and some of the guys looking at the computer monitors, and they found the cabin where there's allegedly some terrorist activity. I believe Morton Nixon was the name of the person who owned the cabin, but He passed in like, what was it, 68 or something. And they're trying to determine what's going on. They got as close as they could with the drones, and then they detected a couple of men and a couple of women going in and out of the cabin. Of course, you know, that's what, Lily, Diane, Bobby, and Max. Don't know if they recorded when the Raccoon members were there. Not to mention the fact that they brought up the Wi-Fi usage and cell phones. So it's just a matter of, instead of just an instant drone strike, they need to know from the president if they have permission to do it. So they leave to get the call. Ellie comes back home and pretty much is telling Alan, look, what are you still doing here? Not really a big fan of this storyline, to be completely honest, but just to give you a gist of it, Ellie's like, fine, if you want to stay, you can stay, but just know I'm going to do you, basically Kevin Hart, well, do you, I'ma do me. Do you, boo-boo? And apparently Alan was just convenient. It wasn't ever a thing where Ellie thought that Alan was the one, that, you know, it would be a situation where they would end up together. It's like, look, we both came out to DC at the same time. You didn't come, I didn't make you uproot. We both came out here to make names for ourselves, to make it, basically climb the ladder. And Alan tries to let her know that, look, Ellie, you're nothing but just another number to him. And it seemed like Ellie thinks that she's something more. You know, at first I thought her demeanor was, look, I want to do what I got to do in order to make it up to the top, even if it means sleeping with this person, that person. But it almost sounded like she thinks that she means more to Hunter than just sex. But you really effed up with the whole underwear thing. So I'm just wondering what she thinks she's going to do. It seems like, I believe Ellie was there for the filming of season 3. So it's just one of those things where I don't know how long her story would actually, you know, go on and make sense. But like I said, we're only a few, we're past the halfway point of season 2, so maybe things will, you know, amp up. Because remember, in season 3 we're supposed to meet the vice president and second lady, and they're going to be working to overthrow the president and first lady, and Alan might help them out. So we'll just have to wait and see. So from there, let's see here, we go over to the Captain Kyle, and they go over to talk with Donald. And, you know, Donald's about to leave for the day, but basically he's like, oh, okay, well, I need to go talk to the president to get this okay, the thumbs up for the drone strike. Victoria's watching a report on Gene. The Department of Justice is taking over, and Hunter's like, well, yeah, I got the Attorney General to look over this because of the fact that we don't have anybody in the FBI we can fully trust yet. And I'm like, the FBI, if you watch Ruthless, then you know, like Mac, Brian, Andrew, Malcolm, they're FBI. I wonder if we'll see them on the show at some point. You never know. But basically, yeah, because we don't have people inside the FBI, the DOJ is the next best thing we got. And Victoria's like, look, if things go south, then I'm going to have to get my hands dirty. And then from there, Donald comes in after knocking and says, look, we got news on terrorists, and it's a drone strike on U.S. soil if you get the approval. Basically, it's a situation where if Donald doesn't say who it is, but he just assures Hunter, hey, if this goes down, then all of our problems will be gone in one strike. And Victoria wants to, you know about this, like, I'm the president. No, you're not. You're just some hillbilly who I'm trying to help make sure you don't put this country into war. So then we go over to the pharmacy. You know, Dale gets props from Kareem, doing a good job cleaning up. And we go over to him talking with Sharon. Honestly, I didn't mind this scene. Usually I can't stand these two, but this was I think Dale rounds it out, though. That's probably why. So, you know, Kareem's like, so you're going to move in? And she's like, no, I'm going to, what, you want to go back to Barry's house? No, I'm going to go with my sister. With all them kids? Well, I'm pregnant too. Don't worry. I'll take care of you. Kareem is the kind of guy where he just seems like he'll say or do whatever it takes to get somebody, but then he's a shit boyfriend when he's together. Like, literally, I feel like there's always going to be that thing where he might resent Sharon's child because it's actually Barry's child. I just feel like that's probably what's going to happen. I know Michelle, they broke up off screen in season 1. I believe the same actress that plays Michelle also plays Natalie on Bruh season 2. So basically, that's his baby mama. And, you know, Sharon's really considering Kareem's offers. Like, you know, like, how long would it take for Dale to be able to, like, you know, open the store by himself? 2 weeks? No. Why not sooner? Well, I mean, he's catching on because, you know, if you move in, we could just wake up together and start our day together and this and that. So Kareem really makes it sound like a good deal. But like I said, something just doesn't seem right. So either way, He's already said that, hey, your favorite Mexican spot closed in 30 minutes. Already asked Dale to close up shop, basically turn out the lights, lock the door, set the alarm when he leaves, and he's good to go. So after that, they get ready. Kareem goes to the back, and Dale comes up and says, hey, not to seem like I was eavesdropping, but I think you two look good together. So that's the end of that scene. Now let me go to my next page of notes. We're almost done here, folks. So Donald gets home and Lily's waiting for him, basically laying some ground rules about, hey, I want to see who I want, when I want at this house. And Donald's like, oh no, you ain't doing that. Like, what, you want me to go to a hotel somewhere else so you can get caught? So she's laying down the rules, and Donald gets on the phone to call Kyle to come over and take care of the problem. Now here's what I thought would happen. I thought it'd be a situation where Donald would call Kyle and then say, Kyle, is that thing we've been talking about already secure? Oh, it's being handled right now, sir. And then we overhear on the phone the drone strike and the explosion. Like, I thought that was the case because, you know, Lily talking about how she's going to do what she wants with whoever she wants. I thought she was referring to, you know, strictly Bobby. And then Donald earlier that day, remember, had walked into the house and saw Bobby in bed with Lily. So I'm like, Lily thinks the Bobby thing is leverage. But if Bobby's killed off, then Bobby and Max are killed off. Then when you think about it, Lily's by herself, because if Bobby and Max are killed, which we know they aren't, but at the time, you know, you think, oh, drone strike. Diane is killed, but she doesn't know about it. Lily's literally stuck. Either she stays with Donald or she's killed, one or the other. So that's what I thought would be the process here. But no, Donald calls Kyle to handle Lily. But then she drops a name like Maggie Marshall or Marsha from The Time. She drops the name of another person from the Post. And she says, here's the thing. I have up to 38 different reporters who have a key number to a box. Essentially, if anything happens to me, they're to go to that box, and the information in that box is enough to take everybody down. So it seems like Lily has a contingency in place. So even if Bobby, Max, even if her teammates, if you will, something happens to them, she has quote unquote security. Basically, she has insurance. It reminds me of the haves and have-nots. Like Veronica's like, if there's anything that happens to me, these lawyers are to come together and put the puzzle pieces together and then destroy you all. But obviously on the haves and have-nots, it doesn't matter because they're all dead. But in this situation on the Oval, Lily's smart enough to have, you know, job security, well, life insurance, if you will. Basically, like, look, you're sleeping in the guest bedroom, I'm sleeping in the master bedroom. Donald's like, fine, well, I can do what I want with whoever I want to. Yeah, you can, but it better not be Kyle in this house. And then she goes upstairs. So she set the ground rules down. Now we go over to yet another woman putting her husband in place. Sam comes home, and, you know, Priscilla has Priscilla's putting on the special night that if she would have done in season 1, probably would have stopped a lot of problems from happening, but that's neither here nor there. I've already had enough discussion videos about whether or not, you know, Priscilla's at fault for Sam cheating, but again, everybody has their thoughts. She comes on to him saying, you know, oh, I want to give you the special night, you've had a long day and everything, and Sam's like, well, let me take a shower first. Well, no, let me ask you this. Did you have sex with that whore in the Oval today in the White House? And he can't answer the question. And then Priscilla goes off. I mean, at first I thought she'd get a knife or something, but basically kicks him out of the house and says never come back. You know, this is at a point where Sam's trying to apologize and hold her, but it's far too late for that. So we go over to the pharmacy, and Kyle is waiting outside for Dale to finish locking up the pharmacy. And it appears that, you know, Kyle might have done something to his truck. I don't know, EMP or something. And, you know, Kyle's like, shut up and get in the car. You know, I'm looking fine, looking cute. Well, you're arrogant. No, you like that, huh? And Dale's like, no, I'm not going to do anything. That's a government car, right? Yeah. What happens if you wreck it? Oh, you don't want to know. Fine. How about this? If you don't move your car, I want to get in my truck. It's going to get real exciting around here. So basically, Kyle is, you know, he just leaves because Dale stands his ground, and that's it. And at first, you know, I thought that something was wrong. It's like, you do something to my truck, you know, that raggedy piece of shit won't open up. I'm like, damn, Kyle, get out of here. So we go over to Sam, who goes over to Richard. And remember, Richard's outside. He's mad after finding out what happened between Nancy and his father. But Sam comes over. He's pissed off, thinking Richard told Priscilla about how he had the affair with the first lady. Richard's like, Sam, you need to calm down right now. All that yelling ain't gonna do nothing right. I'm not in the mood right now. You need to calm down. So Sam keeps talking shit. Like Richard's like a snitch. Richard ain't nothing. You know, you snitching. I'm like, Sam, you got some nerve going over to Richard's house, jumping down his throat, thinking he did foul when you're the one who had sex with the first lady. So then they get into a fight, and then I think Sam was the one who threw the first punch, and he beats Richard to the ground. And what's her name? Miss Rosie, the nosy ass neighbor, screaming the whole time, y'all calm down before I call the police. And, you know, I want to do this, I want to do that. Nancy comes down and breaks up the fight. Hell, when she was helping Richard to the ground, Sam pushed him down again. And then Sam got out of there. And then, you know, Nancy again is just trying to help out Richard. He doesn't want her to touch him, and he goes in the house, and she just tells Miss Rosie to shut up. It's like, how you gonna talk to me like that? So then when Richard locks her out of the house, so when she can't, that's what you get, bitch can't even get in the house. And then she eventually gets in. I think Richard eventually unlocks the door because she's screaming like Fred from the Flintstones at a theme song, Wilma, you know, like when he puts out the, what was it, Dino or the saber-tooth tiger, and then he gets kicked out of the house and locked out. It was kind of like that. I was laughing my ass off how Miss Rosie up there won't mind her own business, screaming and yelling, and then got some nerve when somebody tells her to shut up and mind her business. So that part made me laugh so hard. But we go over to the last scene here. Max, you know, is up. He has the gun because Bobby comes in, and basically Max actually went for a little walk. Remember, the Brackaducci compound is only a couple of miles away from the cabin, and he says, you know, yeah, I was checking out the location. You know, they got a bunch of people in there. They got weapons. I had to take one of them down. Kinda. What do you mean? Yeah, one of them were questioning me what I was doing out there. So basically, we're getting closer to that ruthless crossover here, guys. And Bobby's like, you shouldn't have done that. But then he says, you know, Donald caught me today. What? With Lily? What? Yeah, at the house, and Lily wouldn't leave with me. Yeah, I told you she's with them. No. Bobby's in his feelings. Like, literally, that's all it is. Max like, you know what? I'm about to leave. If you don't want to leave, whatever. I just know I'm leaving because something ain't right. We need to get the hell out of here. And when Bobby's like, no, man, stay. We're going to be good. But Max hears something, and he's like, yo, we got to go. A couple seconds later, explosion. So if Max didn't leave or whatever, him and Bobby, they both would have gotten blown up because of Bobby's dumb ass. So with that being said, I really think that things are heating up. This was a pretty good episode to come back from the hiatus from. And yeah, we were missing some characters like Jason, but you know, in the preview for next week, it looks like things are definitely heating up. Again, 7 out of 10 for a pretty solid episode. I don't know if I have many discussion videos to do about next week. You know, I mean, this episode alone definitely had set up for what's to take place, but I don't really think I have a lot of theories or whatnot for now anyway. You know, like, I've already done my trailer breakdown. I think as the week and the weekend happens, I might come up with 1 or 2 ideas, but for the most part, this was definitely a setup episode. Stronger than episode 13. I remember not really liking that episode, but this one was pretty good. So if you enjoyed it, make sure you let me know. Like and subscribe, and if you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App.